Next, we have Congressman Stivers. He is currently serving his first term as a member of Congress and represents Ohio's 15th Congressional District, which is made up of Madison and Union counties and parts of Franklin County. Please welcome Congressman Stivers.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here today. And the thing that she didn't say is that Fairfield County is in the newly redrawn 15th Congressional District. So the newly redrawn 15th Congressional District after reapportionment takes in about 12 counties. So it includes Madison County, Franklin County, Pickaway County, Fairfield County, Perry County, Morgan County, Vinton County, Hocking County, Athens County, half of Ross County, half of Fayette County, and Clinton County. So it's a big, sprawling district. I'm certainly proud to get a chance to represent you starting in January. And it's hard to follow Steve Austria both speaking and to represent you because he does such a great job. And he's been an incredible congressman, and I'll work hard to try to make sure that we give you the same kind of support and service and constituent outreach that Steve Austria gave you. He's a great congressman. He's done an incredible job. He's a good friend of mine as well. We served together in the state senate with Tim Schaefer, and I think that we all owe him a great debt of gratitude, and it's certainly going to be hard to follow him, but I'll work hard to make you all proud. I do want to, on that note, let you know that we're starting the transition as far as getting up and running, and we are going to have an office in Lancaster. It looks like it'll be in the Chase building on the second floor. We're excited about that. We'll have a big grand opening of that sometime in January, and we've also hired Brandon Meyer. Brandon, stand up. Brandon's going to be our Southeast Ohio Regional Director, and so I know the commissioners are mad at me because we hired him away, but he's an incredible guy and going to do a great job for us. He worked for Congressman Austria, and he's going to be an important part of our team. Adam Kuhn, my Chief of Staff, is in the back. Adam, wave. Adam has been with me since 2008, and he's a great guy and will do a great job as well. I'll just follow up on some of the stuff that Steve talked about a little bit. He talked about the spending crisis in Washington. I think the only way to really permanently fix that is through a balanced budget amendment. And there's two ways to get that done, as many of you know, in Article 5 of the Constitution. We can pass it through Congress and then send it to the states to be ratified, or we can go to the states and have the states send petitions up to the federal government. So if Congress won't do it, I think it's time for us to go to the states. 22 states have already requested a balanced budget amendment. Ohio, by the way, is not one of those, Jerry, so we need to get Ohio on that. But we need to make sure that we get a balanced budget amendment. It's the only way to solve that problem going forward. Steve already talked about a national energy policy. We need a national energy policy that doesn't pick winners and losers, but includes all of the above. It includes the oil and that natural gas under our feet, and in Southeast Ohio, even in parts of Fairfield County, in the Utica Shale, there's incredible energy right under our feet that can power manufacturing jobs right here in Southeast Ohio. Lancaster will be one of the big beneficiaries of that when that really starts happening. So that's an exciting opportunity. We also need offshore oil and gas. We also need biofuels, we need renewables, we need coal, we need nuclear, we need everything. And we need to have the goal of being energy independent. And we can do it. And I think it includes things like the XL pipeline, which we've got to get approved. We buy most of our oil from Venezuela. And for any of you who don't know, Hugo Chavez, who's the leader of Venezuela, does not like us very much. And meanwhile, Canada has been our most stable trading partner in the world, and they're also a country that's supported us in every foreign policy thing we've ever done. So you sense the French and Indian War. So, but it's we need the XL pipeline. We got to get that done. So Steve's right about that. I think we've got to do something about the health care bill. That's the big quandary right now. What are we going to do about the health care bill with the president and the Democratic Senate getting reelected? There's no easy answers on that right now. I voted, just like Steve Austria has, 32 times to repeal the bill. because it's chock full of taxes. It has a new capital gains tax for folks that sell their homes or sell their securities. It has new taxes and penalties for employers. It has new taxes for almost everybody in this economy, and it's something we got to deal with. I don't know how we're going to deal with that one. That one is harder to deal with. The ones that are staring us right in front of our face are the sequester and taxes, and the taxes that expire. I think we should pass a temporary extension to give us time to do real meaningful tax reform. Both President Obama and Speaker Boehner have talked about real tax reform that would lower rates, broaden the base, get rid of exemptions and exclusions. You know, there are big companies in this country. General Electric last year, 2 years ago, made $4 billion and paid zero income tax to the United States government. I mean, I don't think that it should be so easy to manage your tax liability that a company can make $4 billion and then have zero tax liability in America. And I'm not beating up on any one company, but they're a great example, unfortunately, of the loopholes we've got in our system, and we've got to fix it. And if everybody pays their fair share, I think we can actually raise some revenue. But at the same time, we've got to cut spending, and that goes back to the balanced budget amendment. So we've got big things in front of us. Regulation is another one, and Steve talked about that. I believe on regulation, the solution there is to make sure every regulation passes a cost-benefit analysis test. You do that in most of your businesses. People do it in their personal lives. Only the government doesn't do a cost-benefit analysis on their regulation. And that's why you can get 11,000 new regulations under this last administration, which will be the future administration for 4 more years. So we've got to get that done. Also, I believe they shouldn't be able to circumvent Congress by just doing something through the regulatory agencies. So, you know, Congress couldn't pass a cap-and-trade bill, but they just did it through the Environmental Protection Agency. That shouldn't be the way it works. You know, Congress is vested with those powers in our Constitution. We're a constitutional republic. We need to stay focused on limited government. We've got to figure out how to make government smaller and more efficient, just like they've been doing at the state level, like Mayor Smith has been doing here in Lancaster. We will work hard to serve you well. We've got big problems facing us. I'll work hard to do what I can to find compromise, but I'm never going to compromise my principles. We need to stand for something. The American people elected a Republican House, a Democratic Senate, and a Democratic president. And so even though the president likes to say this election was some kind of mandate for him, if it was a mandate for anything, it was a mandate for the status quo, or at least a mandate to try to work together and find common ground. But I think they elected the Republican House because they don't want big increases in their taxes. They don't want big government. They don't want growing government. They want responsible government. And so that's what we're going to stand up for. That's what we're going to go to Washington to make sure we do. And I'll work hard every day to make you proud. I'm looking forward to serving you, and I've got big shoes to fill because Steve Austria is a great congressman. He's done a great job, but I'll do my best to try to do everything we can to serve you really well. Thank you so much for having me. Have a happy Thanksgiving. God bless you.